Cool, evening guys. Lots of you tuned in and enjoyed our turkey chili last night. So we're going to do something slightly different this evening. So last night was like a big family meal. I was talking to people last night about kind of using the things in your fridge. Obviously we need to all kind of ration with our foods at the minute and make sure we're reducing waste as much as possible. So I've got chicken breasts that I need to use up, and I've got 2 duck breasts that I need to use up. So I'm going to do the duck breast for Olivia and I I'm going to do the chicken breast for Hannah and Brody because they don't like duck breast. I'll show you how to do those 2 in a minute. There's a specific way of doing the duck. And then we'll also look at doing a curly kale. Our curly kale's almost out, and there is loads and loads of goodness in curly kale. Right, I'll talk you through some of that in a minute when I write the recipe up later on. But loads of goodness, loads of vitamin C. So we're going to bang that out. There's lots of different ways that you can cook with vitamin C. What do you mean stop waving the knife around? Loads of different ways you can cook with vitamin C. Loads of different ways you can cook with curly kale. Like any vegetables, you can stir fry it, you can steam it, you can roast it, you can do all sorts of stuff with that curly kale. Then we're going to get some, yes, like I said, garlic, ginger and chili curly kale. We're going to get some asparagus going. We're going to get some courgette going. We're going to do a little bit of broccoli because one of my children doesn't like the curly kale, so we'll get some broccoli in for him, equally as good as curly kale. All right, let's get going. So first things first, I'm going to get some oil in those pans again because obviously we can get those going, a bit of concurrent activity, get the oil heated up in the pans. I've also got my oven going, all right, because I'm going to start my duck and chicken both in the pan, and then I'm going to give myself a little bit of space, and I'm going to pop these 2, hence the no handles, right? You can use baking trays or whatever, but I'm going to chuck both of those in the oven to finish the 2 bits of meat off. So first things first, because the chicken will take a little bit longer than the duck, all right, so I'm going to just start by taking a little bit of the sinew and the fat and the little bits that no one likes off of that. Cool. Let me just go. I'll do it in a minute. Right, so all I'm going to do is take the little bits off there. And just disregard that. All I'm going to do with that then, right, is pop that to one side, just take off all that. I'm going to just season it with salt and pepper. I was thinking just then of butterfly in that. However, I would normally do that. However, the duck breast and the chicken breast are a similar shape and size, and I want them both to cook roughly at the same time. If I butterflied the chicken, it'd cook a lot quicker than the duck breast, so I won't do that. But any little bits, just take them off. Don't go mad. Ultimately, we're trying to use as much of that chicken as possible. So, salt and pepper, using my non-chickeny hand. Not gonna work. How's everyone's days been? Been anywhere nice? I know you're not allowed, do you? You're not allowed to go anywhere. Anyone killed their children yet?
Kate's asking if you can use salmon or some halloumi instead for vegetarians.
Absolutely, Kate. You can use all sorts of fish. Actually, another really good fish with this would be monkfish, really nice and meaty. That would be a really good shout. Yeah, veggies, loads of different options you could use for this. Although, officially it's pescatarian, isn't it? Right guys, I'm just going to get a little bit of kitchen roll. I'm going to move that oil around, particularly the griddle pan, because the griddle pan obviously it's got lots of little lines in it, so it doesn't tend to move around as much. So I'm just going to wipe that into there. That's the one I'm going to use my duck. That's going to give us a nice bit of colour in. Then I'm just going to wipe that around there. You can see I've not got a great deal of oil in the pans, guys. It's just coating the pans so the meats don't stick. Okay, let's get the chicken in. I'm going to put it seasoned side down. There we go. Pan's nice and warm. You can hear it just sizzle as it goes in. Fashion. Right, let's do a little bit of salt and pepper on both of those. Himalayan rock salt like I've used last night, and a little bit of crackback black pepper. Okay, so I've got that on a 9. This is an induction hob, guys, so just a medium kind of heat, medium high. Right, okay, I'm going to get rid of my leftover chicken. I'm going to quickly wipe down my board. Ultimately, I'm using meat again on it, so I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not using any of the raw produce yet. Get that on the wipe down. Okay, now the duck. So I heated the oil up, but I'm going to take it right back down again now, down to a 2. And top tip on the duck, I've used very, very little oil in the duck, even less than what I put in with the chicken. Now the reason for that is duck is very fatty meat, all right, and it releases a lot of its own fats, which is a really good thing to keep, which we're going to do in a minute. Again, thinking of this situation that we're all in and not knowing how long supermarkets are going to keep going and food produce and people panic buying, and it's a great time to really kind of keep and make the most of all the things that you can. So I'm going to preserve this oil that comes off this duck. It's great for roast potatoes come Sunday. So what I'm going to do, just diagonally, just going to give it a little score if you want to zoom in there. So I'm just going to score it across. Not going too deep, just literally going into the fat, not really going into the meat. Right, if there's any excess kind of stuff, I'll just take that off. It will shrink in anyway, that will wilt right down. So again, the other one, just diagonally, just scoring into the fat. Yeah, you might have seen it sometimes where they crisscross it. It'll be lost on my lot, so I'm just going to go with that. Okay, quick hand wipe. Right, that's going to get salt and peppered as well. Get salt first. So that pan is right down to a 2, really, really low. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up nice and slowly, right, so render out. Because if I put it in too hot, what will happen to that duck, right, is that all the fat will seal inside of it, it will keep it, it will retain it all. So what we're trying to do is get that fat to slowly seep out. So if you have a look at the pan there now and see how much oil is in that pan, in a minute you should see that it starts releasing all those oils. What I'm going to do every couple of minutes is I will turn that up. Like I said, oven's on in the background. That's been in for a couple of minutes. This, what I'll do every kind of minute is turn this up. You notice there then I went skin side down, right? I'm trying to get that skin to crispen up nice. There's loads of flavour in that skin. So complete opposite to what we were using last night. We were using turkey mince last night, which doesn't have a lot of flavour, very bland, hasn't got a lot of fat in it. Tonight, the duck breast has got loads of flavour, loads of fat. Chicken breast, okay, not as much, but still a lot more flavoursome than that turkey last night. Good to see lots of you tuning in and doing that one, cracking on with that recipe last night. It doesn't matter, guys, if you don't do it tonight. Obviously, you would need to have all these ingredients. They'll be saved on the Facebook page, and you can just return to them and then crack on and do them at your own speed. Next time we'll do this will be Thursday, unless I feel particularly keen to get the old camera out again tomorrow night and do something else. Let's see how many of you take up on it. Right, so I've just gone from a 2 to a 4. That's going to slowly creep that up. So let's have a little look through our ingredients, so the other bits that we've got going on there. So, like I said, curly cow. Carefully grown for fulfilled leaves and distinct flavour. Lovely. High in vitamin C, all right, one of your 5 a day. We've got some chilli, which I'm going to chop up in a minute to go into this. So I'll do a garlic, creamed chilli and ginger. Now I'm using the lazy stuff. Again, we got a load of this in the other day because we don't know how long we're going to be able to keep getting fresh stuff. This will stay in the fridge for ages. So on your next trip to the supermarket, I suggest little things like this are a good idea because that will stay preserved in the fridge in its vinegar. This one here, Elm Lee, obviously not massively healthy for you, cream. However, we're not going to be using loads of it. It's just to kind of give that cake a little bit of a creamy flavour. Elm Lee in particular does have a long life. Again, that's why we've gone with that, just to keep stuff in our fridges so we're not having to make regular trips to the supermarket. And then I've got over here, what have I got? Little baby courgettes. Right, I'm going to slice those in half in a minute and I'm going to griddle those today along with the courgette, or pan fry them at least, with the, not courgette at all, it's asparagus tips. Right, so let's let that crack on, let's get that prepped. So I'm going to use the lot. And all I'm going to do is slice those down a long way. So I'm going to leave the little root on them. Beautiful, so just open them up. And what we'll do with those is we'll just get a little bit of colouring on those once they're cooking. I don't know what, I couldn't see it on there anyway. I think maybe you have to go to home. Right guys, so you can see that one there starting to just go, right, and the oils are all just starting to come out of it. So I'm going to start turning it up a little bit more now. I've gone from a 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Right, next, asparagus. So wanting to, you could, I'm going to break the stalks off these. Again, we could use the stalks, right, to make a nice asparagus soup. Right, get your flavourings from them. They will naturally break off, guys, where they want to. So the woody end piece, look, please notice, if I break them all at the same spot, roughly, they're all the same length. Okay, like I said, you could keep hold of those, right, you could pop them in a nice little soup. There we go. So the veg is all very, very easy, no peeling or massive amounts of chopping this evening. So just quite a quick one. Good. Right, so asparagus is ready. Right, have a quick look at that duck again, look. Yeah, sizzling away nicely. Oil starting to come out of it. Chicken keeps turning itself off. Okay, so we're going to give that about another 7 minutes. Down that side, I'm going to check the skin in a minute. Alright, and I'm going to have a quick look, see what that's like. This one's going to go over. Get a nice bit of colour on that chicken now. We're going to have to see what, like I said, see what the colour's like on the duck skin. And then we will pop that in the oven to finish off in the oven. Roughly 10 to 15 minutes, no more than that. Oven's at 180. I don't know if I referred to that earlier on. It's actually, no it's not. It's trying to get to 120. We want it at 180. There we go. It's at 180. Look at that. Okay, so all our veg is ready. Let's get Brody's broccoli ready. We'll soon hear him whinging. He has to have curly kale. There's not many children that like curly kale, I suppose, is there? So tomorrow morning, we are doing a HIIT session outside in our garden. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice. If you haven't got garden space available, you can do it quite simply in your lounge. You don't need any kit. We're going to go for 9:30, and it'll be the whole family. Olivia has actually come up with this one that we're going to do tomorrow as part of our GCSE homework that our teachers from DSG have kindly sent along to her as an email. She's chuffed to bits about that. So she's put this session together. I'll conduct it. All the kids can join in. In fact, the main source of entertainment will probably be Brody. The children will probably enjoy watching his version of a squat and a press up. It's always quite interesting how he can adapt the most simple things into something quite complicated. Right, so there you go. Chili's I've just finely chopped that chilli up. And get rid of the 2 stalks. I'll probably itch myself in the eye in a minute. Burn my eye. But okay, let's have a look at this again then. Duck. There's all that oil, look. Lovely. Good. So what? 4 minutes? 4 minutes left that side. We'll have a quick look at the skin. We'll put that on with the spatula. That's in there, look. So a quick look at that. Have a quick look in there, that hand. Oh, that's nice. It's just starting to colour off. It's still quite soft at the minute, and I want that to be quite crispy. I could just let that crack on. So actually, this side of the duck's still really cold. And that's why we're going to chuck it in the oven to finish that off. Yeah, so tomorrow's HIIT session, we've got jogging on the spot as a bit of a warm-up. We've got some star jumps with squats, if you want to kind of jazz it up and make it a little bit harder. We've got some sit-up stuff, we've got, got abdominal stuff, we've got some mountain climbers. We've got lots of stuff. We're going to do a nice little warm-up. It'll take about 30 minutes. We're going to start right after someone called Joe Wicks, apparently doing something in the morning at 9 o'clock, whoever he is. So We'll go straight in after Joe. So for those of you that are feeling up to it, or those of you that feel your children need to burn off a little bit more energy, it'll be slightly different. Slightly more entertaining, like I said, with Brody and Toe. And then we'll crack that from 9:30 to 10, and then we'll be back again either tomorrow night or definitely on Thursday night with some more cooking. Right, another couple of minutes on that duck, and I'm going to get that in. Whilst I'm waiting for that, let's just get the broccoli going. All I'm going to do is chop a load of that. Let's get in 1, 2, 3. There you go. Nice couple of bits of broccoli. Okay, so that can go back. Like to keep tidy kitchen. Like to keep tidy gym as well. Cool, so I'm going to get a little hot, he says. Things were magically coming into my hand last night. What's happened? We'll use one of those. Right, so what I'm going to do with that oil then, like I say, I'm going to keep hold of that. It is really good for your roast potatoes come Sunday. Keep that way with it. Okay. Let's have a quick look at that skin on the duck. Yeah, cool. That will continue to crisp up next door in the oven. So I'm going to do that stove now. Okay, so there you go, look. That's going in. Don't forget, get rid of that oil. Okay, and the other one, chicken. Both going in. Perfect. Right, so that's gone in at 25 past. It's going to come out at 19:40. Right, so we'll be back at 19:35. So 10 minutes. We'll come back to you. We'll get these vegetables going, and in the meantime, we'll get this recipe and everything posted up in the comments. See you in a minute.